What's up?
What's up? Okay, alright. Alright, so today we're going to talk about the reading from last night about Elizabethan art. Does anyone have any questions?
When was the Elizabethan era and what was it?
The Elizabethan era was the period of English history where Elizabeth I reigned as Queen of England from 1558 to 1603. It is considered the golden age of English history. It was in the middle of the Renaissance of European art. Can anyone tell me what kind of paintings were the most common during this era?
Ooh, portraits.
Correct.
This portrait of Queen Elizabeth I is an example of a common portrait style during the Elizabethan era. The Elizabethan era also overlaps with the Renaissance. Now, the Renaissance is known for drawing a lot of attention to self-worth and self-importance. This is evident in how so many portraits are drawn in the Elizabethan era during the time of the Renaissance. People were infatuated with human beauty as opposed to just the beauty of God.
Alright, well, if anyone wants to relate it to modern day, like, think of the Kardashians. She doesn't look like a Kardashian. Anyways, can anyone tell me what specific aspects makes it an Elizabethan portrait?
The person looks flat.
Good job, I think you're onto something. Does anyone want to elaborate? Shreya, perhaps?
Well, the artist will use heavy lines when creating the facial structure with minimal shadowing, which results in a portrait that appears flat.
I like where you're going with this.
This is another example of an Elizabethan portrait. As you can see, the artist uses heavy lines to make the face and body structure. Usually, the artist paid closer attention to the detail of what the person being drawn was wearing. For example, in this picture, you can see that the necklace and clothes that Queen Elizabeth is wearing are more emphasized than her face. This is because portraits were a display of one's social status, and the clothes and jewelry that someone had were reflective of their social status.
Nicholas Hilliard was an artist best known for his portraits and members of the English court. His paintings are a perfect example of the Elizabethan artwork. He pays attention to jewelry and clothing. Hilliard began the trend of using distinctive lines and reduced shadow. Hilliard was a favored painter of Elizabeth I.
Robert Peake was an English painter active in the late Elizabethan era. He was appointed picture maker to Prince Henry, the heir to the throne. Artists in this period often did not sign their work, so it is difficult to know whose paintings were who. But this picture, Queen Elizabeth procession picture, is accepted to be painted by Peake. This picture portrays Queen Elizabeth at the marriage between two lords.
During the Elizabethan era, demand for silver increased significantly because of the population growth and the expansion of the middle and upper classes. Silver plates were common. They were often decorated with extravagant designs of foliage and patterns. These designs were also applied to textiles and suits of armor. The Elizabethan era also featured elaborate embroidery. This embroidery work can be seen on the clothes of people in their portraits. Sculpting during the Elizabethan era was almost non-existent.
Alright, class, that's a wrap. Remember, education is the key to your success. Go Scots!
Yes! Bro.
I'm only intense because I care.